Okay, guys, we're gonna do this right now here in Paris. I'm sitting at a cafe. One of my favorite cafes to work at. I discovered it a couple weeks ago. It's called Wanted Cafe Paris, not too far from the North train station, the Gare du Nord. And I've been taking a lot of trains lately. I've been going to Strasbourg, Bordeaux, spent a bunch of time in Paris, filmed a video. Been meeting some new people too, which is cool. Practicing my French. I kind of want to document more of that. I know it'll probably be a different type of video. You can kind of see my French progress as I film the travel vlogs, but I feel like I want to do a couple videos just dedicated to my progress in the French language. Maybe it'll inspire someone else to learn French or learn a different language because, there are a lot of other languages you can learn that, quite frankly, are a lot more fun than French. I just feel like I need to speak French fluently. Why? Because I grew up with French-speaking grandparents. I was very familiar with the language growing up in the US, and then I kind of rejected it as an American kid, forgot it all, and here we are after having learned Spanish, Portuguese, totally on our own, traveling around the world, making friends. None of my family speaks those languages, just me. But then now, French, I can't speak fluently, and it's a problem. So how can I call myself a polyglot? How can I call myself a lover of languages and have all this French-speaking family and not be able to speak French at the level that they do, right? So that's part of the reason why we're here in France. Now, another reason why we're here in Paris is because I have a filming job for someone else who's contracted me to film something for them, with some pretty cool companies here in Paris. I'll share more on that later, maybe. But that's one of the things that I've been doing in order to help myself survive financially. YouTube doesn't actually pay me enough to live. So I sometimes take projects on the side for other people. I'm happy to do it. Creative work, it's fun. I get paid for it. I get flown to different countries for it. So why not? Now, what I want to talk about in this video actually is the experience that I had over the past few days in the northern part of France. So I get to a city called Lille. Lille is in the very northern part of France, near the border with Belgium. They're known to be the friendliest French people you can find. And that's really, that's something special because French people around the world don't have a reputation for being so friendly. So if we're able to find friendly French people, I guess we got to do that. So part of my reason for going up there was to experience some of that. And then I got there and I realized, shit, they're only really like that when they're drunk. Because during the day, everyone was silent. I was walking around the city. It was raining half the time. And then the other half the time, it was like everyone was super quiet. My indoor voice was the loudest voice on the streets of Lille. So my experience wasn't exactly what I expected it to be. And all the content that I filmed there was pretty much garbage. It didn't come out well. The story that I was trying to tell as well didn't come out well. And I know that quality is subjective and I can probably post a video and see what you think. You might like it. But at the end of the day, I don't want to post to post. I want to actually tell stories that I think are awesome. Stories that we think are awesome. Because at the end of the day, everyone who subscribes to this channel and watches my journey is interested, I guess, in some of the same things that I am. And that's why you want to watch, right? Otherwise, why the hell would you want to watch me? I decided I'm going to take one day while I was there. I'm going to go to the city of Brussels, Belgium, right? Because I've never been to Belgium before, never been to the country. I've heard things about Brussels, right? I wanted to see if it's actually that bad or if it's nice. I went there. It wasn't nice. It was a city that had a very dark vibe, very confusing, off vibe. If I had to be totally honest with you all, this city gives off some of the worst vibes. I felt it. I feel like other people visiting also feel it. I don't know. It felt dark. It felt kind of dark, neglected. A lot of the monuments I saw, they had vandalized masks on them. The scooters on the streets, the bikes, the Lime bikes, they were thrown on the floor. I got this vibe that so many people from all over around the world live in Brussels, but they don't actually care enough about the city to actually take good care of it. So everyone just kind of shits on the city. It's terrible to see. And as a visitor, it didn't make me want to go back there. Also, I had this whole creative dilemma where my stories weren't flowing. My takes that I was filming were not coming out the way I wanted them to. And so you really can't have it all in life. And yeah, guys, this is why I'm posting this video. For me to go to the north of France and then hide it from you completely, right? And go to these pretty cool places that could have had cool videos filmed in them. Why would I keep that from you? Why would I not say anything about it, right? So that's kind of where I'm at. I can tell you guys a couple experiences I had there, some were bizarre, some were amazing. I get to Lille Sunday night. I was back in Paris after visiting Bordeaux. I take the train to Lille for 20 euros. I got this like 3-hour train. It goes very slowly instead of the 1 hour express or hour and a half express train. And I get there at like 1 in the morning, check into the hostel, get into bed. I'm exhausted. I fall asleep. About 30, 40 minutes later, I wake up. There's this Polish guy in the room talking a bunch of nonsense in Polish. I recognize the language, but I don't speak it.
Byśmy nie byli źli, byśmy to nas nie spotkało. Byliśmy tak jak ty, a ty jesteś dobry. Cię to nie spotka takiego gościa. Jeśli będziesz dobry, ale mówię, czytaj Biblię. Nie kurwa podążaj za pieniędzmi. Pracuj, a nie podążaj za pieniędzmi. Bo my byliśmy naprawdę źli, dlatego mamy takie przejebane.
But I know enough to know that he was cursing a lot and picked up, got the gist of what he was talking about. He was going on these crazy rants. This is like 2 in the morning. I'm waking up from them. I have no idea what's going on. There are like 3 guys in the room. They're all Polish. Or one of them was Ukrainian. The other 2 are Polish. And I couldn't tell if they were friends or not. But they were, he was like screaming at them. And he made one of them read the Bible. It was so weird. He pulled out a Bible. He was going on a rant about the Bible.
You go to Paris, everything devil. You go to Roma, everything devil. You go to gym, everything devil. This is no good. This is good. This is life. You read, this is free. No read, no free. You Slav. Everything people is Slav. Slav. You go to work 6 hour, finish 4 hour. This is Slav. Crazy. Today crazy. Go to work. Money is fake. Money. You have money. Kurwa, this is Slav. No man, no Slav. No have back. You have back. You have Slav. You go. No back. I'm speak crazy, ale ja wiem co mówię. I know in my speak. I know.
All right, my friend.
Oh, thank you.
Have a good one. Good luck with everything.
So when I woke up in the morning, I saw one of the kids who was in the room. He was like a younger Polish guy, not the guy who was, saying crazy stuff.
Bro, you were in my room,
Yeah.
right?
Those,
What was that?
Just to
You know him? You know them?
no,
You don't know these guys?
like, no. I know. You know.
I thought you were all friends.
And I saw him in the morning in the lobby of the hostel, and I said, "What's up, man? Like, were those your friends or what?" He's like, "No, those weren't my friends. Those are some random guys." They happen to be Polish. I'm Polish too. He started forcing me to read the Bible. He was saying all this crazy stuff.
He made you read the Bible, though?
Yeah, he the Bible, and he was talking like the verses from the Bible. Well, that was his 70% of his talk was recitating straight out loud the Bible.
Really?
Yeah, in Polish.
No way.
Yeah.
And this was going on not only at 2 in the morning, but like 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning, 6 and 9 in the morning. I woke up at 9:30 a.m. I got the worst sleep of my life. I woke up to this guy still preaching the Bible and screaming and cursing. And when he saw me get out of my bed, he asked me if I can get him a job in France. And I'm like, "I'm not from here, sorry." And he's like, "You know the Bible?" And he tried to give me the Bible. I'm like, "Yeah, but I don't speak Polish. I can't read Polish." He's like, "Okay, forget about it. Don't worry." And then he was going on and saying that we're living in times of the devil and everything is bad and everything is shit and everything is Paris is shit and this is shit and there's good, there's this is the truth and that is shit. And it was all this craziness that I had to deal with my first hours in Lille, in the northern city Lille in France. So I'm so confused. Even telling this story probably makes no sense to you, but this is everything that I was experiencing right off the bat. So talk about first impressions, okay? That's how that was going. And then it was pouring rain, kind of like it is now here in Paris. It was pouring rain in Lille. And so the city was gloomy. In that part of France, near Belgium, that's how the weather is most of the time, I guess. It's funny, I met a girl the next day when it was actually a little nicer out. She said, "In Lille, we don't have sun in the sky, we got sun in our hearts."
On dit que dans le nord, il n'y a pas le soleil dans le ciel, mais il y a le soleil dans le cœur.
So that's what they say when they say the Lille people are very friendly. That's what they mean. They don't have sunny weather, but they have, this sunny warmth, this warmth on the inside. But yeah, the city was nice. I got a decent idea of what it's like there. There are some nice parks and nice buildings, and it's very interesting to see how the culture changes from the other parts of France that I got to visit. And then there was going to Brussels, which was kind of like the most not worth it experience, besides the fact that we got to check it off the list. I found like one pretty cool cafe area where people were chilling and the sun came out. It was nice, but besides that, like the city itself is like it's garbage. It's really it's not a good vibe. Besides for like the famous beautiful plazas with the architecture in the city center where all the tourists are. Besides that, man, Brussels, I don't plan on going back. Now, coming back to Paris just a few hours ago, I get on the train. This was in Lille, and I was struggling with my bag. Like I had a bunch of things in my hands. I had two bags. I was trying to put my bag up on the upper shelf, like when you get on the train, you put your bag like where the suitcases are. And one of the guys who works in the train was watching me struggle, and when we made eye contact, I asked him, "Sir, monsieur, s'il vous plaît, tu peux m'aider avec le mochila, le bag." I didn't even know how to say it, le sac. And he just looks at me and then looks away. He ignores me. He knew what I said. He ignored me, and I was like, pardon, like, can you help me? The guy looks at me and he goes, "It's not my job to help you with the bag." And I was like, "Yeah, but you got your two hands available. I'm here struggling. Like, just be a person about it. Can you, like, why wouldn't you?" He's like, "Yeah, what do you think? I can help everyone. I'm going to be doing this all day. It's not part of my job. And also, passengers don't want us touching their bags. So I'm not going to help you." And he actually told me that to my face. And that's typical France. Number one, French people, when they're contracted to work, they only do what they're contracted to do. And I know that makes sense on paper, but like in real life, you're allowed to do things out of decency that you're not necessarily told to do, but you can. You have the ability, especially when you have the strength and the health to do it and the availability, like you can do it. That's one of the things that I don't like here is that people are very much, it's like, okay, if my job is 9 to 5 and this to this is only what I'm doing. Everything outside of that box, I'm not doing. And I get it from a professional, like, okay, you want your balance. But like if somebody's struggling and they ask you for help, whatever. I'm not going to go into this. I eventually figured it out. Another guy, a passenger who had the human decency to help me, ended up helping me. And he, of course, was not expecting to get paid for it. So it just shows it's a character thing. It's not necessarily a French thing, but it's a people thing, right? So again, I'm not going to sum it up by, oh, French people are like this, but I'm kind of making this observation of, that's the way it is. People only want to do what they absolutely have to do, and anything outside of that is a no-no. And it doesn't matter if doing something would help them be, feel like a nicer person. They don't give a shit. They don't want to do it. So, especially here in France, there's no obligation to be nice, right? And that's also kind of a cool thing in a different way, and we can talk about that in a different way in a different video. There are reasons why I like this, non-obligation of being nice. I think that you can just be real. I love that. I don't like fake, and fake can be found in the US, in other parts of the world. Latin America, y'all are the best at that, but at the end of the day, I love you a lot more than I love most of the people I've met in France, right? Anyways, it's just the beauty of human behavior. It differs around the world. There's fake, there's genuine, there's mean, there's nice. But for small encounters, like if we're not, like we know we're not going to be best friends, right? I'm not taking your number. You're not my brother. You're not my cousin. I'm not going to see you again. You work on the train. I'm riding the train, right? If anything, we're going to have to deal with each other for the next hour, and not even that. So I feel like we can do the fake thing. We can actually be nice. Even if it's fake, we can do it. Why not? I'm not asking you to spend the rest of your life with me. No, just be nice for 5 minutes. And other cultures understand that. And here it's kind of like it's not really like that. So yeah, sorry about this rant, guys, but I feel like we have to do a video once in a while, spilling all this stuff out, things that don't get mentioned in the actual vlogs, things that I forget to mention. But it's cool. It's a conversation starter at the very least. But funny enough, yesterday, my last night in Lille, I spent time with an amazing, amazing French girl who I was connected to through, once again, George. Shout out George, my follower / friend, who is German, Greek, or Greek-German. I don't know what he considers himself first, but he's the one who told me about Tarpon Springs, Florida, the Greek town. He's the one who offered to help me learn basic Greek language. And he's an awesome guy, and he connects people around the world. Like, he has friends around the world in different countries, and when he sees that they're in each other's cities, he wants to connect between them. So he set me up with this girl named Gael. Well, not set me up in that way, but like we went out, you know, we had some cheese, you know, wine, whatever. She had wine. I haven't been drinking here, which is also probably part of my stress with the French experience. We had a great time. She showed me Lille. She told me a lot of things I didn't know about the city. It changed the experience completely. It left me with a very positive impression of the city of Lille and of French people in general. So, I don't know. I think you have to have both experiences. You have to experience the assholes and the nice people. And of course, you have to be ready to realize that even the assholes are nice people. They just kind of choose when they want to be nice. I think people have really bad positions and scenarios and experiences in life that make them what we call assholes. But overall, you know, when they go home to their grandmother, mother, and their cousins and their siblings, like they might be great with them, right? So, I don't know. I'm sure I've been a dick at some point in time. And, you know, if you would ask me, hey, were you a dick that day? I would say, no, I wasn't. I was being nice. No, but somebody else got a different vibe. And I have no control over that. So, yeah. But I still think the train guy totally realized that he could have not been a dick. And he chose to be a dick anyways because he said it with a smile on his face. But, moving on. What are we even talking about, guys? See? This is why I shouldn't do these types of videos. The next few days are going to be, you know, spending some time in Paris, filming for the job, and yeah, moving on, going maybe to a different part of the country afterwards. I'll keep you posted. I hope you've been enjoying the France videos so far. There might or might not be some other destinations in Europe that I will include in the next leg of filming these next couple months, but we'll see. Yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Right. À la prochaine. Au revoir.